Hey, how are you? My name is Marla, and I represent Osborne Books and More. Tonight, before bed, I'd like to share with you just a brief mini lesson on how to teach your children how to read at home. First, the teaching of phonics includes 3 things. 1 is ear training. 2, tongue training. And 3, word building. So, most schools teach phonics wrong. When you're teaching phonics, you must do the phonics daily, and every student is different. Every student comes to class differently with different skills. And so it depends on the student and how long it takes you to get that child ready to read books. So first, you need to develop the ear training. And so from 4 years old to 5 years old, what you're doing is you're developing the ear for phonics. So what you want to do in your class is you want to say, okay, class, how are you? We're going to play a game today. And you're going to say, without showing a picture of the word, you're going to say, I want you to bring me a book. And that trains the ear for listening to the sound that each letter makes. Or, for example, I need you to find me a box. And that way, after a few tries of this, you're going to want to leave that exercise and move on to the next stage, which is tongue training. And this begins around the third or fourth day in your class. So you're going to say at, or you're going to say n, or fe, n, t, stick. And then after you've trained the tongue, then you're going to train the eye. And this is where you begin with a book. Around 1st or 2nd grade is when you should start with a book, not before. And you should never show a kid's sight words until the kid has been trained with the ear, the tongue, and the eye. And when you're training in the tongue, you've got to be very careful that the student give you the correct sound. If he is incorrect, you must correct that immediately, or else he'll always pronounce the word wrong. It took me years to pronounce certain words because I didn't have the sound correct. So that's just my little tip for the day. Okay, now let me introduce you to Osborne Books and More. The first thing you gotta know is Osborne has the very first reading series, and these reading series allow you to read alongside your child and teach basic letter sounds. As soon as your child is able to read a book, like in 1st grade, you want to start reading with him together. So it's a dual reader, and you read on this side, and your child will read on this side. And the first books, if you go to the back of the book, you are teaching him the letter sound S, which goes with Workbook 1. Workbook 1 and the first book in the series go together. And so these are the letters that your child will be learning. And these are the letters that your child will be reading. So this is book 1, which goes with workbook 1. Now, bear in mind, you can't find these in my bookstore. However, Amazon.es has some of these. Okay, book 2, I believe, let me make sure, goes with, let's see if it goes with, I bet you anything that book 1 and, yep, there you go. So book 2 goes with workbook 2. And I did it all wrong. I'm not a teacher, so I learned how to teach my son kind of like haphazard. So we did the workbooks first, then we did the books. And my son doesn't like to work, so we worked the books. One page is probably about 5 minutes. That's about all we did and all he tolerated. So this is what workbook looks like. And they were a lifesaver. So he learned all his letter sounds using Usborne. Book 3 goes with workbook 3. And he's learning these letter sounds in the back. So you have to read from this way over. But these are the letter sounds, and it looks like this. And I think I rushed through it. And then he got tired and he got bored. So workbook 4 goes with book 4. And what he's learning in book 4 are these letters. So, there you go. By the time he was in kindergarten, we started doing this. So, we didn't I had him write his letters in the back like that. I did finish it. I did make him finish. And then he would get a sticker on. Let me see if I can. So that was the extent of my writing. And the good thing about this one too is that it goes with the workbooks. So he got extra practice right here. So he had pretty much all the basic sounds. He knew all the basic sounds to the A through Y. The Y was a little bit more difficult for him. He's only now memorizing the 4 sounds that it makes. The Q, U. So now we're working on letter combinations. There you go. And he's still confused the CK a lot. And the E is still hard. There you go. But we worked on writing the letters. And so this one comes with the Start to Read activity book for kindergarten. They're all the kindergarten books. These are the only books that come with it. There's also Teach Your Monster to Read. And when you play the Teach Your Monster to Read, you accomplish a game with perfection, you'll get a book for free. So that's another way to get these books for free online. Here's my son right. So this is perfect for kindergarten, and these are very good books for first grade. Word of caution is you read this side, he reads this side. Do not continue reading if your child doesn't want to read. So it is perfectly okay to do 1 or 2 pages, and that's it. And then resume the next day. But after he's finished reading these, he would be more likely to move on to level 3 and 4. My son is at level 3. We are just fine-tuning his reading skills and making him more confident. There are 181 letters combinations in the English language that your child must know in order to be a proficient reader. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like these books, please comment below, and also visit my website and go get your child the Usborne Very First Reading Series. There's also the Usborne Very First Reading Library, and it comes with 50 books. Perfectly awesome and a very good deal. Because the stories, after he finishes these, the stories in those books are delightful, and a lot of them are classic stories. So go to my K4699 myubam.com. Thank you very much, and have a good night.